Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. I have the Guardian of the Night Tarot on the tarot table this Sunday evening. Rather chilly Sunday evening here in South Africa, and rather chilly perhaps in certain quarters regarding the line of succession. And this is a story that I picked up. I was listening to Lady C, and I put her on almost as background noise. No offense to her, but she does talk very slowly and she does produce a lot of content. And so I just listened to her background noise, put her on fast forward, speed her up. And my ears by now are fine-tuned to pick up interesting tidbits along the way. And as I was doing whatever I was doing, I suddenly stopped because my ears had heard line of succession. And lo and behold, Lady C said in one of her videos, IPP status that has been removed already. Line of succession. Watch this space. Now, she has been telling us all year that big things are going on behind the scenes and it's all going to unravel and the parcels are going to be exposed and everything will be, sorted out, and everything will go back to normal and the wrongs will be righted and all that kind of thing. So we're all still waiting. The parcels themselves have managed to dig a big hole for themselves and fall right in it and are still digging, seemingly. But as for other people, what is going on? So I'm going to look at this line of succession story that has come from Lady C, and I'm going to do a 5-card reading with the Guardian of the Night Tarot. I'm going to ask, who is behind this? There is that removal of titles bill that's floating around somewhere in Parliament. Not sure what the status of it is. So is this a thing that's coming from Parliament, a legislative thing, or is it coming from within the royal family? So who's behind it? Why? I want universe to give us an indication of why. There have been some quite shocking comments made by Harry, criticising the British government, very stepped out of line completely for what a royal and a constitutional monarchy is supposed to do. A lot of people complained about that, so that could be one of the things. Of course, it could have to do with children. That could be another thing. A lot of speculation around that. We look at that endlessly. I know what I think about those children and the things that go bump. I know a lot of you think that too. So we're going to have a look. We're going to ask why the need to remove from the line of succession. Of course, his behaviour has been egregious. Harry, he has admitted also to very heavy drug use. So if suddenly the rest of the royal family, some terrible misfortune happened, and Harry, he's pretty close still, and it's going to take a long time until George, Charlotte, Louis have children and push him and his offspring down the line of succession. So he is potentially quite dangerous, because if something awful did happen to other members of the royal family and Harry was suddenly king, what on earth would the British public think of that? What would the rest of the world think of this person who has written this appalling book, who has happy to trash the royal family at every opportunity? It doesn't look good. So we're going to ask who, why, how Harry feels in particular, but the Parkles generally, because Meghan, of course, is very keen, one assumes, to have Prince and Princess in the line of succession as close as possible to the crown, to the throne. And then outcome near future, not 10 years time, when William might be king and might take it upon himself to remove the Parkles, and I'm going to look at that next. But outcome this year, next year, soonish, shall we say. So that's what's going on here, all based on what Lady C said in one of her videos. So that's what we do. We do tarot for fun and entertainment. We look at energy around these stories, these speculative stories, and I give my opinion, and the energy that I read, of course, is archetypal energy, because it's the royal family. And disclaimer in the box below. One more. There we go. Starting to talk to me now. Okay. let's see what is going on with the line of succession. Everybody's ears pricked up, not just mine. Hopefully, in many cases, that things that a lot of people consider to be very unfair, very wrong, just duplicitous even, need to be sorted out and need to be sorted out quickly. So, there we go. That's it. We've got 8 of Wands in reverse here as our underlying energy. That is progress that is blocked. And that could be, the line of succession could be viewed as progress. And the card is in the reverse, so progress blocked, removal from the line of succession. That's a very possible way of interpreting the 8 of Wands in reverse. Very, very possible. Sudden blockage. That the Parkles thought that, well, they'd got away with it. They announced the Prince and Princess thing earlier this year. There they are on the royal family website, still in the line of succession. Maybe not, with the 8 of Wands in reverse. So, the overall situation, what is the story that we are dealing with? Literally the line of succession card. I love it when tarot is so literal. The 10 of Pentacles is about generations, is about passing the fortune down through the generations, the castles, the privilege, the luxury, the titles, all of that stuff. It doesn't show it very much here in this particular tarot deck. But in traditional Rider-Waite, it's the card with the castle and the grandparents and the family, the kids, the dog, the money, the abundance, but posterity, the future and the past all linked in one card. So it's literally, we're talking about the line of succession, and here we're talking about being blocked from progressing in the line of succession. Tell me, who is behind this story that Lady C is talking about? Is it coming from royal family, Charles, William? Is it coming from Parliament? Where is it coming from? I've got the World in reverse. This is not royal family. This is public pressure. The World. And she has, as far as I can vaguely remember, she has urged people to sign petitions and write to the king, write to their members of parliament and complain about the current state of the line of succession and what the titles, the Sussexes, all that stuff. She's for a long time, Lady C has been urging people to write in and complain, sign petitions, do all that kind of stuff. That to me, the World in reverse is people literally doing that, and they're slowly gaining momentum. It's not royal family. Royal family might be aware of this, and of course they are aware of it. They don't live in complete what's the word, isolation, ostrich in the sand sort of thing. There are a lot of people accuse the Queen and also Charles to a certain extent of doing that, the late Queen. But this is momentum that is building from the wider public, from comments and criticism, and it is gaining momentum. People are talking about it now all over the place. People that weren't interested in the royals, in Harry and Meghan and their impact on the royals, are now beginning to notice, pay attention, and a lot of interesting articles being written by some quite powerful people, not only in the UK but also in the United States and elsewhere. The situation in the royal family doesn't only affect people in Britain, it affects people in the United States, Meghan of course being American, and of course our traditional allies, the United States and the United Kingdom, and then of course the Commonwealth. Of course, vast numbers, millions of people all over the world are potentially impacted by this. So I think it's public pressure that's building and building and building, that don't like what they are seeing, because it is my publicity card, the World, when I do these royal readings. And I think that it's probably the feeling is being picked up through Parliament, because that obviously your member of Parliament is your representative, supposed to be anyway. I'm not sure how well that works these days, but that is traditionally how the system is supposed to work. They represent you and your interests in Parliament. So I think that is quite a clear answer as far as I'm concerned as a reader. Why this momentum that's building? Why this story that Lady C is talking about, that this is going to be dealt with? Watch this space. Ace of Wands. Now this card is such an interesting card because it's showing up constantly while I'm talking about Harry and William. This card, and I actually was going to do a reading on it, but as usual, events have overtaken me. This card has shown up when I've asked why William is particularly upset with Harry, was upset over the Oprah interview, how William feels about Harry coming back. Two readings that were to me quite important readings, giving an insight into William's state of mind, past and present. Ace of Wands kept showing up, and then within a matter of days after those readings, or even literally the day afterwards, there was a curious article, and I suspect it was the Daily Mail, because the Daily Mail is full of these articles, talking about how nose out of joint William was when Harry got the Commonwealth Trust position. Something that William wanted. Charles, of course, is the head of the Commonwealth. The Queen made sure that he got that plum job, that plum position, which a lot of people thought he wouldn't get. But then the Queen's Commonwealth Trust, Harry was made president and Meghan was made vice president of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust. And it was quite an influential position because it was the world, which is a long way of getting back to this Ace of Wands. And people have always suspected with Harry and Meghan that they wanted to be king and queen of the world, not just of California. They wanted the Commonwealth. They felt William can have this dodgy old crown in the UK. Who cares about that? That's however many million people, I don't know what, 60 million? We can get the whole Commonwealth aligned with us. We will be enormously powerful. And I think that that is this Ace of Wands. I think this is the story that keeps coming up. William, as I say, according to this article, was very upset. He wanted this role, and he was very upset that it was given to Harry and Meghan. And then, of course, they behaved disgracefully, and it was taken away from them, ultimately, after not very long. It's the same thing, that this thing that Harry is somehow setting up court with Meghan somewhere else as a rogue royal who is intent on sending out his own message, Ace of Wands messages, new beginnings, new start, very passionate, very powerful, very charismatic. There is this fear that if he maintains his popularity, and of course he's managed to destroy it himself single-handedly, but there is this fear that this web could be spun and he could lure a lot of people into it and go off as a rogue royal and set up court somewhere else and become quite dangerous, because the Ace of Wands is a bit of a Pied Piper energy. Follow me. I'm the interesting one. I'm the fun one. I'm the one that does ayahuasca, and I'm the one that wears a necklace and talks all the woke stuff and is mates with all the big celebrities and presidents and stuff like that, and boring old Willie, you know, just dull as ditch water. So there it is. It's not about children. It's about popularity. It's a popularity contest, and it's about going rogue and inciting everyone else to follow. It's just dangerous. So how does Harry feel in particular about this? I'm sure he's got people who watch Lady C report back on what Lady C says if he himself doesn't. How does he feel about this threat? Two of Cups in reverse. Very upset. It would also impact his relationship. Two of Cups. It would be Splitsville if this happened. It would lead to a separation, to a split. He's living on borrowed time in that marriage, as far as I'm concerned, as a public entity. I'm sure privately that marriage is long dead. That is my personal opinion, of course, and that is confirmed by the cards that I read here. It has been over and over and over. But this would be, well, if you can't even keep our children in the line of succession, then why should I stick around? It's over. But it also would be over in a different level. It would be over with him and Britain. It would mean that he would have lost that connection because Two of Cups is partnerships, emotional connection with someone or something. It doesn't have to be romantic. It doesn't have to be a spouse or a lover or anything like that. It can be a business. It can be a family member. It can be a country, a population. And this is Splitsville with the population. They don't love him anymore. And he was the most popular royal. So he's hurt by this. It's like a breakup. It's the same kind of energy of, okay, we don't love you and we're breaking up with you and we don't want to know your business anymore, go away. What is going to happen near term, not talking 10 years down the track, what is going to happen soon, if anything? A lot of stress and a lot of worry, but it's not decisive. Agonizing, people agonizing over this. Him worried, whoever's the decision maker worried, what should we do? It's not going, the thing isn't going to happen anytime soon, just because people are, they're really not sure. Personally, I'm quite disappointed to see that card. I had my hopes up when I saw that Eight of Wands in reverse. I thought, well, here we go. But it's anxiety, it's sleepless nights, it's tossing and turning, it's should we or shouldn't we. It's mapping out consequences. If we do this, what will happen? If we do that, what will happen? How dangerous is he? I'm also getting that idea from that card. How dangerous is Harry? We've already seen going rogue over here. Ace of Wands. What would happen if we did it? So unfortunately, nothing clear. Let me just ask, is this going to happen? Are they going to do it? I'll ask again, because it's not, as I say, it's just high anxiety, stress. Are they going to? While Charles is king, will Harry, something's come out. It's a Four of Cups. It's a Four of Cups that's come out sideways. It's very it's undecided. That way would be rejected. That way would be, give me another chance. I promise this time I'll do things differently and I'll do better. It's sitting like this. They're waiting for something. A lot of stress, a lot of worry, a lot of, I imagine with that Nine of Swords, a lot of secret messaging going back and forth between people who might be concerned about this. Wouldn't be done in an office environment. It's home. Nine of Swords is in your very private, safe places, having conversations about these things, but they are worried about the consequences of if they do this and they can't figure it out. They can't figure it out because I think there is waiting for something to happen. That thing to happen, the Two of Cups in reverse to happen, the split to happen. I think if that split happens soon, then all bets are off with a line of succession. So unfortunately, a vague outcome, but there is certainly notice being taken of how the public feels about Harry. He's certainly viewed as a threat with that Ace of Wands, not just by William. He's viewed as a threat by people who are very powerful in government with that Ace of Wands, and probably not only government but security people as well with that Ace of Wands. That's my feeling, my speculation, or my opinion, of course. He's worried about it. He's upset about it because it means that he's not popular anymore and people, it would affect his relationship with Meghan, but it very much will affect his relationship with the British public. He's very worried about it, but the outcome is not, we can't know it yet because literally nobody knows it yet. Whatever Lady C is saying, I'm sure that there are conversations about it. I'm sure that there are a lot of people who would like to do this, but there is some reason why they are holding off for now. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm going to hop over now and have a look at William and how William is going to handle Harry as and when. So hope to see you over there.